I'm a retired mental health worker, mental health professional. Prior to that, I was a merchant seaman. Currently, I'm working on a PhD in eco-psychology. I grow food. I'm a chef. I'm an artist and a composer. I always love to write. I always love to begin creative and more so to express my way and communicate. My brother was an international journalist, first Western journalist to cross the Berlin Wall back in '75, my older brother. And with him, I was inspired to write. When I became a sailor, I would be on the bridge of the ship as a quartermaster and telling myself these stories and inspired by these stories. Also, I would write poetry for some of the other crew members at sea who was trying to meet a young lady or something, and I was gifted with writing poetry, and I just come up with a poem and I'll write it for them, yeah. This particular book, Faith in the Field, took me a while because it's a research, mental health and medical research of history. So that took me quite a while, over 5 years. Other books could take maybe 6 months to a year. Today, writing a book like this could take me probably 6 months, writing every day. Back then, it took me nearly 5 years. I've written so far about 10, 8 published. I also have 2 screenplays. I wrote and produced 2 stage plays. My favorite right now is, I must say, Faith in the Field, because I'm working on the fact that it's geared to helping other people. Africans in the Americas, my second book, is also one of my favorite because it teaches history and it teaches other people to understand other cultures and to appreciate other cultures and to love other cultures. So it's the sociology behind it, the social justice behind this book. I'm doing now volume 2 on Africans in the Americas, and I'm doing volume 2 on Faith in the Field. My creative process is daily. Everything in my world is creative, or somehow something gonna come out of there being creative. I cook. So getting up in the morning and thinking of what to cook, what to prepare. And this is, I believe also, is inspired by God work. You know, before I was a cook, I was a poor kid coming up in a poor country. I found that by prayer and asking God if I could learn to cook, no one in my realm would be hungry again. Some of the nurses who have bought my book, who are now studying, majoring in psychology, I heard from lay people who read it and like it because they found many things they did not know. It breaks down the taboo of mental illness, that it's not a curse, it's not a punishment from God. My daughter bought this book and she loved it. She recommended it to her friends. She's a graphic designer, so that gives you an idea. And they began to attend, to see psychologists for different issues, her friends, because, it shows off that we're not, that mental illness is a taboo. It's not, that we should go to seek help and stop, thinking that we could treat ourselves or by our friends. So, yeah, it promotes wellness. One of the most surprising things in writing this book was how disconnected we were from each other, how little the mental health field had changed in over 100 years, and how far we had to go. I recommend readers reading this book, particularly for mentioned points. Secondly, of course, I'm working on a book follow-up with this, which is a cookbook that will have recipes towards healthier living and other topics dealing with health, because one of the problems that people face in the mental health field is that as they recover, there isn't available food healthy enough. So oftentimes the medication does not conduce to having good appetite and having healthy diets, and therefore they stop taking their medication and they relapse, or they self-medicate with drugs or alcohol. So food becomes an important part, especially holistic, a wholesome diet, and a healthier environment. So that's what this other book is going to be about. This book is geared also towards the churches, because when a person is going through stressors, the first place they go to is the church. Oftentimes, nowadays the seminaries are teaching psychology and understanding of mental illness. Years ago they didn't. So obviously in a church that a person goes to seek help, if they don't understand the illness, and matter of fact, they punish a person more, or they see them if they begin to hallucinate or have some kind of show of a disconnect with reality, if you may. So the churches need to step up and have a sort of understanding towards mental illness, because that's where a lot of people go to seek help whenever their pastor or their deacons, whomever, whenever they're down, they actually go to look for help.